The following clip comes from a woman named Amy who's been sharing her real-life experiences online, mainly to find out if her housemate is truly seeing spirits, or if there's another explanation. Her posts have always drawn a lot of curiosity, but this latest one has taken the debate to a whole new level.
That the post that I made yesterday on TikTok asking you guys for help to figure out if my housemate sees spirits or if she's just mentally unwell has gained a lot of traction. None of us are able to agree in the comments whether we think she's mentally unwell or if we think that there are spirits. Most of you guys are saying that it's spirits. So I thought I would answer some of the most commonly asked questions in my comment section because I need to know if I should be worried about my housemate or if I should be worried about my house. Also, this is the wrong time to be doing this because I am home alone. Okay, the guy that I'm seeing is coming in literally 10 minutes, so I have to hurry up while I answer. But the first question was, how old is your house? So I actually did look into this when Karen mentioned Amelia on the stairs. So when I looked up, the house is only 25 years old. It was built in 2010. The only thing I could find about it is the owners who built it only lived in the house for 1 year and then they sold it. That's the only information I have about it. So if Amelia is attached to the steps, then she must have been from that time period. So I did wonder if there was something that happened in that year that made them sell it, or if it was just an investment property. The second question that I wanted to address is, do you have any secondhand items, because spirits can attach themselves to energy on furniture items that belong to other people. This is gonna trip a lot of you guys out who said that you could see something in my TV yesterday, but the only thing in this room that is secondhand is my TV. Checking to see if there's spaces today. I don't see anything. I'll show you my bed. That's my bed. Excuse my drink on the side of my bedside table. Anyway, none of the furniture in my house besides my TV is secondhand. This one was a big one, but a lot of people ask me, has activity continued since Karen disappeared? Yes, it has, but it's not as intense or scary as it used to be. So still every single night from 11 o'clock, I could clock it and I could do it tonight. Especially the night that I posted the video, my very first video, my stairs were going crazy. I'll actually insert a video now of what I recorded. Yep, I told you it was bad. It never happens during the day. It only ever happens at night, and it usually happens, I mean, it's happened as early as 9 o'clock, but never any earlier than that. So here's another thing that still happens, but not as frequently since Karen left. The light just above the staircase, on the way down. So this just happened. Anyway. Okay, so you know what, I'm gonna, I'll make a part 2, but I think I'm just gonna chill for a bit. I'll be back. Okay, he's here now, so I'm gonna tell him. When I was waiting for you to arrive, right, like 10 minutes ago. What's that thing called on the wall? The aircon remote, yes. It just ripped off and fell onto the floor. I don't know.
It fell off?
Yeah, it just fell off, it was on the ground. I got a video of it.
How did it fall off though?
I don't know, I was sitting in the chair. I was sitting right here.
How? Show me the video.
Okay.
What she reveals and what appears in the final moments of this footage has viewers convinced there's something seriously wrong with the property. Some even suggest it could be tied to the land's history, possibly built over old burial grounds or connected to her housemate. But here's the terrifying part. Her housemate has already moved out, and yet the activity hasn't stopped. So whatever's in that house, it's not tied to one person, and unless she finds a solution soon, it's hard to say what might happen next. Now, in this next clip, a Christian creator is in the middle of recording a short sermon about embracing your worth, when something completely unexpected interrupts him. Watch this.
Them insecurities that are manifesting in your desire to sound intelligent. Those insecurities that are manifesting in a way that are influencing you to appear as if you know more. Or that individual, that brother whose insecurities are are driving him to buy this, that, and the third, and buy chains, and flashing on Instagram and flashing on social media, and become a social spectacle for real. God sees you. The crowd don't see you. Look at that. Y'all see that? Y'all ain't see it, but did you hear it? Ain't nothing over there. Ain't nothing over there. That's the type of stuff that happens when you get to talking what God wants you to talk. God sees y'all, man. God sees y'all. He sees you. He hears you. He hears what your heart is saying. And this is coming from an individual who was so far gone just 2-3 months ago. I would January, February, March, April, May, I was gone. He heard me. I just pray in the name of Jesus Christ that He opens your eyes, that He opens your heart, that He softens your heart, that He opens your ears and gives you the ability to hear Him when He calls you. To silence the enemy in the name of Jesus. And allows you to hear Him. You are intelligent, brother. You super intelligent. God gave you that though. Those thoughts that you're having that are so antichrist are not from God. And I pray in the name of Jesus that He will silence the enemy and allow you to think for yourself for a second, because you are intelligent and you see the truth.
He believes this is more than coincidence and more like a spiritual warfare, because the devil always tries to distract him with strange occurrences to unsettle him or make him lose focus. And according to him, it's not random. These disturbances never happen during casual moments, only when he's preaching. Sometimes it's a sudden, unexplainable noise behind the camera. Other times, it's objects shifting on their own, or shadows moving where there shouldn't be any, and even Unexplained knocks at the door whenever he begins preaching. To him, these interruptions are proof that something doesn't want his message to be heard, yet he says fear is exactly the reaction they want, and the moment you give in, you've already lost the battle. But could this really be spiritual warfare targeting him personally, or is it just a series of strange coincidences happening at the worst possible time? You decide. This next clip is about Sabia, a mother living in the Netherlands who says she hasn't had a single night of uninterrupted sleep since moving into her new home. At first, she tried to ignore it, but now it's becoming impossible, so he has decided to start documenting everything, hoping to gather enough evidence to prove that something else might be living in her house. One night, a strange noise woke her. Unable to fall back asleep, she decided to stay up, watch a movie, and hope she'd sleep. But midway through, she heard another sound, one that didn't come from the TV, so she grabbed her camera and stood up to investigate. This is what she captured. Watch.
Keukenlicht is uitgegaan. Oh, ik voel me ook meteen niet chill. Vorige keer was daar ik wil schaduw, iets. Oh, die keuken. Nou, hier hebben we die gekke dingetje. Oh. Wat is dit, joh? Dat is gordijn. Dat is... Oh. helemaal dicht. Oh, jeetje. Oh, wat is dit, ja. Dat is mijn schaduw. Oh, dat gordijn, jeetje. Oh. Jezus, dicht. Jezus. Wat is dat, ja? Wat Wat was dat? Sinaasappelsap of citroensap? Jeetje. Ah. Echt.
The first thing viewers noticed was how each disturbance happened separately, never at the same time. Some might suspect a draft, but it wasn't windy or rainy that night, and when Sabia approached the door, she couldn't feel even the slightest breeze. Still, the curtain moved as if something was standing behind it. Nothing in this house has ever made logical sense to Sabia, and now she's hoping someone out there can explain it. So, do you think this is just a coincidence, or did Sabia actually capture something paranormal?
So remember, if you're calling out the spirits, you may not always get the spirit that you want. Sometimes you're going to get somebody that you don't want. Like here. Listen good, he's going to say, "So what?" at the end.
You'll notice a faint glowing orb, only this one isn't white, blue, or transparent like most orb sightings. It's pink, and that's what has viewers debating. Some believe pink orbs are a sign of a gentle, protective spirit, often associated with love, compassion, or even the presence of a deceased family member. Others think the color could be tied to energy frequency, meaning whatever this is might not be entirely human at all. Of course, skeptics argue it could be dust reflecting light or a lens flare from Steve's camera, though the way it moves has them second guessing. But whether you see it as spiritual, spectral, or simply a camera trick, one thing is clear. Pink orbs aren't exactly common, and this one has left plenty of people wondering who or what was in the room with Steve. This too, like other videos, remains unresolved. Now, this next clip is about Kyla, a woman who claims she's been able to see and speak to spirits since she was 3 years old. Of course, whenever she says this, most people are skeptical, and by now she's heard every joke, every dismissive comment, and she's used to it. One weekend, while visiting her parents, she casually brought it up again, mentioning how hard it is for people to believe her. That's when her mom quietly left the room and returned with something unexpected: Kyla's old laptop. She opened it, and what she showed her daughter stunned even Kyla herself.
There's an apple! Look, an apple! Don't come in here, okay? Stay in there. Stay in there in the library. Don't come in here, okay? I won't let you anymore. I'm just gonna get.
Who are you talking to?
I don't like that.
Who are you talking to?
I don't want to see this now.
Huh?
I don't like that one.
Well, who? You don't like who? What, baby? Like what?
What chilled viewers most was when Kyla suddenly began to cry, and according to her mom, it escalated into a full-blown sobbing that she couldn't even finish her meal. Also, according to Kyla's mom, this wasn't the first time either. It happened frequently, but it stopped when Kyla was around 12 years old. By that time, her parents assumed she'd simply grown out of it. But now they believe she never stopped seeing spirits. She just stopped talking about it. Kyla has no memory of what she saw that day, so till now, it remains a mystery. In this next clip, a couple is watching a horror movie about spirits, possessions, and exorcisms, when something truly unsettling happens.
And of the Son, and the Holy Spirit, by this sign of the Holy Cross of our Lord Jesus Christ, who lives and reigns with the Father and the Holy Spirit. Damien!
It's not even scary.
It is scary.
It's not.
Look down and pity.
You killed your mother.
You killed your mother. You killed your mother. You killed
Now, imagine watching a movie about demons, and suddenly the atmosphere in your own living room starts to change. That's exactly what happened here. But here's where it gets stranger. After posting the clip, some viewers recognized the exact film they were watching, and claimed they'd experienced similar disturbances while watching it. From odd noises in empty rooms to objects shifting on their own, several people swore the movie seemed to carry something with it. This sparked a heated debate. Could certain films actually open a door, attracting unwanted energy into your space? Or was it simply coincidence paired with heightened fear, making people more aware of their surroundings? No one knows if the activity in this couple's home stopped after that night because they never posted any follow-ups. So, for now, this strange case remains unresolved. If you look closely, you'll see it shift unnaturally, twice, before finally sliding completely off the table. And here's where it gets even more unsettling. For weeks before this moment, they'd been getting odd notifications from their home security app, alerts about movement in the house, only for the footage to show nothing. Then, there was the night he found his smaller black dog standing in the basement, locked in place, staring into an empty corner and growling for minutes around midnight. He and his wife have compiled every unsettling clip and sent them to a ghost hunter, who's currently reviewing the footage. Whether this is something explainable or the start of something much darker, we'll have to wait and see. Now, in this next clip, Sandra and her husband are enjoying a quiet weekend with their dog when they capture something they can't explain. Watch.
Like, why? Yeah, by itself again. Like, this is getting weird.
Is it grinding the edge?
Yes! That is what I'm saying. What the hell?
Turn it off.
I did. Right.
Actually, turn it off. Underneath, turn it off.
And it's button, like it's a button thing, so like it should not turn on unless someone presses the button. And I'm the one in front of it. So there's no reason. And if it's mom doing it, Brad, it's right when I said mom.
I know. Hit it again, turn it off.
Mom, is that you doing that? I'm not making this up.
I know you're not making this up. I'm watching it. I'm seeing it right here. I just got chill when that happened.
Now, just for context, strange things have been happening ever since Sandra's mother passed away in a rehab hospital, but she's made peace with everything happening, believing it's her mother trying to communicate. Her husband, on the other hand, isn't so sure, and after seeing this, it's easy to understand why. Her mother passed on February 25th, just 3 hours after Sandra had left her side and told her she could go. Now Sandra thinks her mom may have left this world still worried about her, but her husband isn't convinced. One evening, they were both sitting in the parlor when they saw a shadow moving around the room despite everyone being seated. The fact is, any shadow in that room should have been still since no one was moving, yet this one walked. That moment changed everything for her husband, and now he thinks it's something else entirely, something using Sandra's grief as an open door. But what do you think? Is it a loved one trying to reach out, or something else pretending to be? You decide. This next clip was recorded by a ghost hunter named Ian, someone who's no stranger to haunted locations. But on this night, he decides to explore one of the most notorious graveyards in Wisconsin, completely alone. While he was exploring the cemetery, he captured this.
Chief, like I said, I mean you no harm. I mean you no disrespect. I hope you don't mind me being here. Is there something you're trying to tell me? Oh my God! He said leave. He said leave. I just heard him. I heard his voice clear as day say leave. Leave this place. All right. Out of respect for you, I'm gonna leave you alone, okay? I'm gonna leave you be. Holy crap. That was absolutely insane. Chief High-Knocker is here, guys, and he is guarding this place. Holy shit. All right, so what I think I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna do a spirit box session. I'm just gonna walk around the cemetery and see if I can get any responses from the spirits here. See if anybody will talk to us. Are there any spirits of the Dartford Cemetery that'd like to come forward and speak to me? Whoa. I don't know what he just said there, but it said something on there. Holy crap. How many spirits haunt this cemetery?
This time, he's standing near the burial site of Civil War soldiers, an area where countless visitors have claimed to see shadowy figures moving between the graves. So, do you think this was one of the soldiers, or is there some other explanation for what happened that night? For more hunting videos including Ian, subscribe to the channel now. The following video was captured by Danny in her home, and as much as skeptics might say otherwise, she's pretty sure what they're dealing with is a ghost. One afternoon, Danny left for her usual shift at work and asked her mom to stay over and watch her 2-year-old daughter, Mimi. The two were having some innocent granny and daughter time when something truly unbelievable happened.
You're so funny. I can't wait until summer gets here so we can go outside and play.
I miss Mimi.
I miss you too. I miss you too. What?
Coming.
What? Who's coming?
Here coming.
Who?
Him.
You see somebody back there?
Him.
Who?
Here.
Him?
Yeah.
Where's he at? Is he in our house?
Yeah.
Where? Show me. Where's he at? He's right in front of you?
Yep.
Who is it?
A guy.
Who's there, mister? What are you doing in our... Where's he at? The dining room?
Yeah.
Show me him. Go show me him. Give me your hand. Take me to him.
This him.
Take me to him. Show me.
This him.
Wait, let me... Show me. Is he right here?
Yep.
He's in our dining room?
Yeah.
What are you doing in our dining room, mister? What does he look like?
I bug.
He's got bug eyes?
Yeah.
What are you doing in our living room, mister? Get. You go back home. You go back wherever you came from. What's he doing? Come on, you're creeping me out. We're going upstairs. Come on. You're scaring me. We're going upstairs. Yeah, you're scaring me. We're going upstairs. You are...
The little girl looked visibly terrified, and her tiny voice later described it perfectly. He's got bug eyes. And at that age, you don't just make that kind of detail up. Thankfully, the home security camera captured everything, so Danny sent the footage to a local ghost hunter, and the case is currently under review. We can only hope she receives the help she deserves, especially because her daughter still hasn't stopped talking about the man with the bug eyes. You know how people say, you get used to anything if it happens long enough? That might be true, but not when it comes to ghosts. A group of friends have dealt with strange occurrences at their workplace for months. Unexplainable noises when no one is around, footsteps echoing from empty rooms, and doors that seem to close on their own. It became a part of their routine, as strange as that sounds, but one day, something finally happened that they couldn't ignore. Take a look at the kind of stuff they had to deal with every day.
Chloe, you're gonna have to go and have a look. Honestly. Please.
Don't fucking go there.
Well, I am.
I'm here.
No, we're the only ones here.
Hello?
Oh! No! Oh my... Chloe, go in, Chloe. Go in.
There's actually no one in here.
No, wait. I'll have a look at the bar now. What the hell?
With objects moving on their own and no one visibly nearby, this was clearly a paranormal activity, and for the first time, they caught it on camera. They showed the footage to their manager, hoping for answers, but instead of taking action, he brushed it off, and that's when they started to suspect he might know more than he's letting on. Feeling unsafe, the women met with a paranormal expert, who gave them iron rings and black salt pouches, items said to ward off dark entities and trap restless spirits. Now they carry it to work and keep it close at all times. Hopefully, it's enough, because if it's not, they may have no choice but to leave. The man in the next clip, Alejandro Torres from Seville, Spain, found himself trapped in what can only be described as a haunted living space. Around 3 a.m., during what many call the devil's hour, he began hearing strange noises from his bathroom. Curious but unsettled, he started recording.
3 a.m. De vuelta se escuchan los ruidos en la... Ahí está. Ya no sé qué hacer. Alguien que me diga qué hacer. ¿Cómo querés que te ayude? Ya no sé qué hacer. ¿Cómo querés que te ayude? Yo ya no sé qué hacer. Ya no sé cómo vivir con esto. Se están escuchando susurros. Esto nunca había escuchado. Voy a acercarme para... ¿Quién sos? ¡Déjame tranquilo! Ya no sé qué hacer. Ya no sé qué hacer. No sé qué hacer.
Right outside his restroom, you can see the door handle violently shaking, like someone or something was trapped inside. Then a blood-curdling scream, as if whatever was inside was being tormented and desperately wanted release. He checked every corner of his house. No one was there, but the air felt heavy, like he was being watched. Then things escalated.
Se están escuchando ruidos acá. Ahí dejaron de hablar. Hace días que vengo escuchando ruidos acá. Ya no sé cómo... Se cayó de acá un botín. Ya igual a estas alturas miedo ya no tengo. Concha de su madre. Esos hijos de puta. El coche yo no lo dejo ahí aparte. Siempre aparece el coche en cualquier lado. Ya no sé qué. Benji, vení acá. Vení, Benji, acá. Se me desvanecen las piernas ya. Ya no sé cómo vivir. Benjamín, vení conmigo. No te vayas, vení. Quédate acá. Quédate acá. Deja de ladrar, quédate acá. ¿A dónde estás mirando, Benjamín? Vení acá, Benjamín. Andate, hijo de puta.
Objects started moving on their own. Items he knew he placed one way were suddenly somewhere else, and his dog started barking at empty spaces like it could see something he couldn't. And the most disturbing part? The moment he saw a face, an unnatural image on the door, but by the time he looked away to get something to defend himself, the image was gone. The scariest part is, this wasn't a one-time occurrence. It had been happening for weeks, but on March 27th, 2024, it returned, louder, stronger, and darker.
¿Cómo la busco? No sé cómo se hace eso. ¿Dónde querés que la busque? Déjame en paz. ¿Cómo que está cerca? ¿El campo qué?
Just like previous times, it started with the same sounds, the same door, only this time it was louder and more deliberate. Desperate for answers, Alejandro compiled his footage and contacted spiritual experts, and after reviewing everything, they confirmed what he feared most. There was a powerful demonic entity living in the house. They fixed a date to perform some cleansing rituals, but until the energy is fully removed, Alejandro refuses to return to that building. And honestly, can you blame him? Some nurses were on their night shift break when they heard something strange coming from the old ward next door, a room that had not been used for months. But before this day, they've noticed odd events like call buttons lighting up on their own, empty beds creaking like someone had just sat up, and the sound of soft, wheezing breathing coming from rooms with no patients. A few times, nurses claimed to see someone walking into a ward, only to find it completely empty. So on this very day, when they heard the strange noise from the old ward, they tried to ignore it, but the sounds grew louder, so they sent the only male nurse with them at the moment to check it out. And this is what he saw.
Go in. Go in. Go in. Figure out why the lights are. I don't like that. I don't like that. Do it.
They look like evil eyes. You guys gonna come with me?
Yeah, of course we're gonna go in with you.
Thanks. Ooh, it feels weird. Was that you? Yeah. This room feels weird. I don't like this. Ooh. The curtain moved.
No, it did.
Yeah, it did. It moved. It moved. It moved. Yes, it did.
Why would
It did.
move?
How did you not see that? Oh, okay.
The curtains were moving even though the windows were closed and there was no fan, and shortly after, things started falling off shelves. One by one, these could be dismissed as coincidence, but all of them together? That's different. With the combination of physical movement, electrical disturbance, and timing, what they caught was more than just a strange coincidence. Something was in that room, and for a ward that hadn't seen a patient in weeks, there's only one explanation. A lingering spirit was present, maybe a former patient. This next clip was recorded by Clara's father, after he realized they've been living with something unexplainable that refuses to leave them alone. It started small with sounds of dripping water from taps that weren't on, lights dimming whenever she walked into a room, strange burn marks appearing on the walls with no heat source nearby. Unwilling to accept reality, they convinced themselves it was faulty wiring, old pipes, maybe even a prank. But on this particular Monday morning, all logic failed. Clara was getting ready for a big presentation, and her dad offered to record her for practice. The moment she began speaking, this happened.
1, 2, 3, go. Okay na? Now that I have introduced myself to the patient, verified the client's Now that I have introduced myself to the patient, explained the procedure, and asked for his consent, verified the client's identity, and
Ano ito?
Sige na. O, tara. 1, 2, 3, go. Now that I have introduced myself to the patient,
She tried to brush it off, but then it happened again. And this time, it was more terrifying. Since then, her father has compiled every strange event caught on camera, and they're now seeking serious help to get rid of whatever spirit in their home. We hope her presentation still went well after that kind of experience. Some people say mornings are the safest time of the day, like whatever's out there rests when the sun comes up. But for Jorge, that quiet morning was anything but safe. It was a quiet morning, and Jorge was lying in bed, scrolling through his phone like usual, just enjoying the calm. Without warning, Alexa started playing Tiptoe Through the Tulips, but he hadn't touched anything. At first, he thought it was a glitch, or maybe he triggered it by accident, but the music kept going and something about it didn't feel right. He got out of bed, walked toward the kitchen, took out his camera, and began to film the incident when this happened.
What the f***? Oh, f***. What the f***? What the fuck? Alexa! Stop the music! Alexa, stop! What the f***? In the name of Jesus Christ, I ask you to leave this house right now. What the f***? Who goes there? Somebody's in there, you better come out right now. I got a knife on me right now. Come out right now. Oh, in the name of Jesus Christ. I ask you to come out. Who's in here? Who's in here right now? You better come out.
He heard the sound of children laughing and running, but Jorge doesn't have kids. The next thing was a high-pitched scream that was very sharp and unmistakably human. He followed the sound, trying to trace where it was coming from, and just as he reached for the door, it slammed shut. Then another scream followed, but this time it was louder and angrier. Jorge ran out of the house and drove straight to his local church seeking help, and honestly, he'll need more than luck, but we hope he gets all the help he needs. Because despite being absent, neighbors still report music, laughter, and that same growling voice echoing through the walls. The following video was captured in a hotel in Manchester, and back when this incident in the video I'm about to show you happened, the security man had to quit his job because the entire hotel was pretty bad with activity. On this day, there were reports that there were screams from room 209, and no one checked into the room, so John, the security man, had to go up to have a look.
It's room 209. Amy says nobody's checked into that room, and there's reports of screaming coming from that room. Amy, he's on his way down there right now. What's going on, John? There's no one checked into that room. There should be nobody in there. Wait 1 second, John. Amy, are you there? Yeah, John says he hears the screaming coming from that room. And I hear it too. But we're sure that no one's checked into that room. Correct? John, just wait. We're going to get a hold of the police. So, I would wait for the police, John. Amy, John's going to enter the room real quick just to check, make sure, see what's going on. Wait 1.
John was supposed to wait for the police, but curiosity got the better of him, and if you look closely, you'll see something like a shadowy figure leaving the room. Also, with the way they saw everything in the room upside down, the only explanation is that there was a paranormal entity active in that room. The hotel ran a full investigation, but soon everything became silent. John, on the other hand, couldn't let it go. He went back to review the footage, and when he saw the figure moving just outside room 209, he knew this was certainly a ghost. The following video was captured by Sammy's mom on a weekend, hours after she had just finished decorating the house for the little family get-together they were hosting. Sammy wasn't back from a few errands she was sent when her mom called her on the phone saying some strange things were happening in the house. Sammy told her to record whatever it was, and this is what she sent.
Okay, I look over and I see this. There's nobody around playing with the chords. And it's still moving. Ever so slightly.
The hallway lights were moving in a slow, deliberate rhythm, and there were no open windows, no vents, and nothing else in the room was moving. It was as if something had chosen the lights to make itself known, and this kind of isolated movement, especially electrical fixtures, can indicate the presence of an energy trying to manifest itself. By the next morning, Sammy was alone in the house, and it was her turn to experience what had now become a terrifying pattern.
So I'm here by myself, and I'm hearing like weird noises. That noise that you just heard is my dog down there. But I'm hearing like whispering and like things moving around about in that direction. I don't know. My dog's ears are up because I think he can hear it too. Okay, I have no clue what that was. Is that you making that noise? No? Okay. What? I have no clue what is going on.
It started with a soft voice, distant but steady. Then it sounded like someone was humming and whispering. The truth is, hearing voices is disturbing on its own, but when the family dog reacts and starts staring into corners with ears perked and tail down, it's never a good sign, and usually means one thing: something's really there. A few days later, it escalated.
So I decided to visit my best friend after work today, and I got here before they did, and there's literally, I walked in here and like something started knocking on the back door back there. You can hear it. Stop! Now, okay, so you might think it might be the neighbor or something, or like a dog or something at the door, but look. We're on the second floor. And there's like literally nobody. There's like nobody here. And I'm by myself.
Their first experience was with light, then voices, and now knocks. In many cases, these knocks aren't just noises, but intentional communications, a way of letting you know you're not alone. At this point, people Sammy had shared the videos with urged her to sage the home, because spirits like this tend to feed off fear and attention, and the more you acknowledge them, the stronger they get, and they were right. A few nights later, she heard a sound like someone crying inside the small storage room, but when she got closer, it stopped, and she caught this on camera. After this strange activity, a new theory began to surface. A lot of people started voicing their opinions saying maybe it wasn't just the house, but the spirit was attached to Sammy herself. She wasn't ready to believe it, but after visiting a friend's home to get a break from the chaos, something unsettling happened there too.
So, I just recorded a video in my bathroom about the situation that happened the other day about the shower curtain. And little disclaimer here before I show you that. This is the only light switch for this bathroom. Like, there's no light switch out here on the wall or over there. There's no other light switch. This is the only one for this bathroom. Okay, so keep that in mind. Okay. Hey guys, back in the bathroom again. So as you saw in the video the other day, something happened with the shower curtain. So we're gonna have a look at it and see if there's anything in the shower. It's a fine day. So we looked in here last time and there wasn't.
This was a completely different location, and at this point, Sammy wasn't only thinking about cleansing her house, because if the spirit is really attached to her, she needs to find a solution to that as well. This was certainly a case of attachment haunting, when a spirit forms a connection to a person rather than a place. Most times, it starts with environmental activity, but when the person leaves and the entity follows, it becomes something much more serious. Before leaving her friend's place, Sammy sent her footage to a ghost hunter for a full review, and he confirmed that those comments might be more than just speculation. We can only hope she gets the help she needs before the spirit makes its next move. This next clip is about a single mother named Sydney who lived with her young son in a house that is over 100 years old. From the moment they moved in, Sydney sensed something wasn't quite right, and this wasn't just creaky floors or flickering lights. There were nights when she'd walk into her son's room and find dirt and soot scattered in perfect circles on the floor. Once, she even discovered a pair of muddy handprints on the ceiling above his bed. Handprints too small for an adult, but with 6 fingers. But the most unsettling thing was that, at least twice, she walked into her son's room and found every single toy positioned upright, all facing the same direction toward the hallway, as if waiting for something. After a few days, the activity stopped and things felt normal again, so Sydney went back to taking night shifts while her sister came over to babysit. One night, her sister and her son were curled up on the couch watching SpongeBob when this happened.
SpongeBob night.
SpongeBob's awesome.
Liam, come here. Liam, right now. What is happening? Okay, I'm calling your mom. Just stay right here.
The empty rocking chair suddenly began to swing back and forth like someone was sitting there, enjoying the show. And you know the saying, you should never leave a rocking chair empty, because doing so is an invitation spirits rarely turn down. Sydney's sister contacted her immediately, and she told her sister to grab her son and head straight to a friend's house nearby. There was no way she was letting them spend the night alone in that place. The next day was a Friday, so Sydney decided to stay with her son, and this time she set up a camera in the living room. This is what she caught. In old houses that are already layered with so much time and energy, spirits don't just exist, they compete, so throwing things could be a warning, a tantrum, a demand for space, or worse, a sign they're becoming stronger. After reviewing the footage, Sydney contacted a professional ghost hunter who arrived the next day. And what he sensed wasn't just a single entity, not even two. There were 7 distinct spirits in that house. Some restless, some angry, and some, he said, didn't even know they were dead. Cleansing a house with that much activity won't be easy. In fact, experts say that in older buildings, spirits often resist being forced out. Some return, some retaliate, and some never leave at all. We wish her luck. The following clip is about Emma, a simple lady who had been disturbed for weeks with strange noises, shadows where there shouldn't be, and a lingering sense that something was always just behind her. Coincidentally, it all seemed to start after her sister moved out of the house, leaving something behind, a Ouija board. Ever since then, Emma's home has felt off, like someone else or something else moved in. Now she's asking for help. Not just to stop the haunting, but to understand what exactly she's living with, because what she's been experiencing so far, it's not normal. One of the most chilling things Emma talks about is the mimicking activity. She says she hears her daughter calling out to her, sometimes from the bathroom, sometimes from the stairs, but when she checks, her daughter isn't even home. This is a paranormal activity often linked to malevolent entities. You see, spirits capable of copying voices often do it to draw people in, break their guard, or cause confusion and fear. One day, Emma was able to capture this on camera.
You guys, I'm freaking out. Okay, my son is gone. He's not home. He's at a party. Yeah, I know I look like shit. I don't care. I just got woken up. There's been a mimic here for a couple weeks. When my daughter's not here, I hear her say my name and she's not there. I ignore it because I know it's a mimic. I have seen it on here. My daughter's home, but my son's not home. My son is the only one that lives upstairs. The only one upstairs. All night since he's been gone, I keep hearing, like, the door close. Like, it'll just shut. But... Sorry. So, anyway. So, my son's not home, but I keep hearing the door shut. But there's nobody up there. There's nobody up there. I'm going to see if I could try to... And let me take you guys... I'll take you guys up there and show you there's nobody up there. But let's see if we can catch it. I'm so scared. Normally I don't get scared, but hearing the door close like a freaking human is up there, and I already went up there once and I checked and nobody or nothing was up there. So I went up there and I checked all the rooms and in the attic, and there's nobody up there, but I keep hearing his bedroom door close, or like somebody's walking up there, but he's not here. I don't know what my dog's barking at, but I hope we catch it on camera because this is freaking creeping me out. Stairs right now. Did you hear that? It sounds like somebody's walking up there. Bro, my eyes are watering. This is scaring me. Hold on. Oh my god, as soon as I stopped it, I heard it. I know you guys heard that. I hope I caught that. Did you hear it? Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm scared. Okay, I'm gonna turn. Look, nobody's up here. Oh my god. Look at his door is closed. Oh my god. Nope, 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 nope. I gotta tell my daughter, boo-boo. Oh my god. There's water in my eyes. Oh my god. Why does it sound like, and I recorded it. It sounds like somebody's in your brother's room. And I went up there to show that the door was closed. Tell me why his door opened when I went up there. I swear, I ran down here by myself. I'm recording it. Come up there with me to show them nobody's here. Oh my god. That made my eyes water, you guys. I showed it on camera. My son is not home. I'm not going to stop the recording just so I can show you guys.
That's scary.
I know, I ran down here. I ran down here so fast. Okay. Oh my god, that scared me. And it sounds like somebody's walking around up there, and I got it on recording. Yes, hold on. Look at his door's moving. Okay, we're gonna go up there and I'm gonna show you guys nobody is in his room. He is not here. Turn your flashlight on. Oh my god. Hurry up. Come up here so you can point it to show nobody's in the room. Look. Look. Nobody's in here. Nobody.
Look, even Pixie.
You guys literally, you seen that in real time with me. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm freaking out. Oh no. I told you guys. And there's been that mimic. And my daughter has heard it when I'm not here. It says my name, or it says her name in my voice when I'm not here. And it says my name in her voice when I'm not here. And, or when she's not here. And now that's happening. Look at my dog. Oh, fuck no, fuck no. Fuck, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm not coming under the side of the house no more. Oh my god.
In the paranormal world, doors don't just shut for no reason because spirits are believed to manipulate energy, using it to isolate or intimidate. This was especially terrifying for Emma because there were no windows open, no fans, no one else in the room, and the footsteps only made things worse. Emma also noticed her dog was always staring at the attic door every single night, so she took a phone and went there.
Okay, I gotta show you guys this too. So that video of, I'm telling you my house is haunted. Look, up here, there's the attic. I hear noises up there in my room, and so does my dog. Look, there's my dog. Okay, hold on. He's been doing this crazy thing lately. Look. Like he hears something up there. Come on, you guys. Like, there's nothing in my attic. I've shown you guys this in videos in the past, but he's going crazy. Like, look, he even broke my TV recently because he fell onto it. But it's like he's hearing stuff in the attic, and he's like whining at it and barking, and he's jumping up at my light to get to whatever's in the freaking attic. He broke this piece off, so this piece was part of that. And because he's been hearing whatever he's been hearing the past like week or two in the attic, he's going crazy and jumping up at it. He ended up pulling this down, but that's what he keeps doing. I'm so glad I caught it on camera. I'm so glad. Like this, like I just got home. I've been at my daughter's the past couple days because of it. But like, look at him. He's going crazy over whatever he is hearing up there. Okay, I'm gonna take you up there and show you. There's nothing and nobody in there. So why is my dog freaking out? All of this stuff happening is freaking me out. Hold on. All right, so let me show you guys. So this is the stairs, right? Let me start upstairs. Okay, that is our spare room. That's our attic. This is my son's room that was happening in when he wasn't in there. But now that he's home, it's happening in the attic. I'm not gonna stop it, but I'm gonna show you guys. Watch. That's how we keep the attic closed. Scared. All right. I have the chills. I don't know if you can see, but I have the chills so bad. I hate coming up here. This is my attic. Okay. Over there, that is my bedroom. That long heater thing, that's the heater that divides my bedroom and the dining room. That's where my dog is hearing something. And when he hears it, he's jumping up and going crazy. And it sounds like footprints, just like what was in my son's room the other day. It sounds like there's someone up here like walking around, because you can hear like, see on the board. And then my dog will hear it, and my dog will go crazy. As you can see, it just happened, and my dog was just going crazy. I'm closing that. I do not like being in here ever since this has been happening. So, as I said, and then that's the spare room. The other day, that door opened, and this door is not easy to open. Like, it has a lock and everything. And the only thing in here is our dragon's tank and a bed. The paint is messed up, I know. My niece lived in here. She started repainting it, and then they moved out, and now that's what it looks like. But, so that's all that's up here. And all these doors are always closed. I told my son, I showed him the video of what was going on in his room the other night, and he even said that his door sometimes would just open out of nowhere, and he was wondering why. And he has been hearing things too, which I never knew because he never said anything to me until recently. So we're all hearing this at the house. I need to cleanse this house up because I cannot be here much longer with this. Neither can my kids. Like, we're getting so scared of being here.
Now it's one thing to hear things, it's another thing when your kids start hearing the same voice calling them from different corners of the house. It got worse when her son showed her marks on his back with no idea how those marks got there. She also continued dealing with doors closing upstairs when no one's up there and an overwhelming feeling of being watched. Even when she's alone, at this point, Emma didn't feel safe anymore. Not for her, not for her kids, not even for her dog. She reached out to their family priest, and thankfully, she now has a date set for a full spiritual cleansing. Based on the voice mimicry, the door movement, the scary marks, and the dog's constant reaction to a specific spot in the house, I strongly suspect this is more than just a spirit, it's a demon. The following video was captured by Liv one quiet Saturday evening while she was home alone with her cat. For weeks now, at exactly 7:33 p.m., she would hear scratching sounds. Not the usual kind you dismiss as pipes or rodents, but deep, deliberate scraping, as if something was trying to claw its way through the walls. On some nights, the doorknobs would rattle, lights would flicker in quick bursts, and the cat would stare into corners as if it's following something invisible. One evening, Liv finally set up her phone to record, and this is what she caught. If you turn your volume up and listen carefully, you'll hear the chilling sound of scratches coming from inside the walls. Then, suddenly, objects begin to fall from shelves like a force was shaking the place from the inside out. Now, here's where it gets weird. People are asking why the cat wasn't reacting, and honestly, it's a fair question. But sometimes animals, especially cats, can grow desensitized to long-term spiritual presences, especially if they've been exposed repeatedly. Some experts even believe the spirit may have attached itself to the cat, which could explain its eerie calmness. Liv isn't taking any more chances, so she's made an appointment to have the house cleansed, and because the activity keeps escalating, she has also contacted a private investigator to dig into the house's history. The following clips were recorded by Linda, who has been experiencing strange and unexplained activity in her home. And the strange part? It only ever happens when she's completely alone. For weeks, she brushed it off as her imagination, until the sounds became impossible to ignore, and it kept happening week after week. She decided to set up a camera, and this is what she captured. You can hear heavy footsteps running up and down the stairs like someone's pacing in a hurry, but she is completely alone, and this strange sound usually lasts for about 20 minutes, and then everything goes still. This disturbing activity continued for weeks, growing worse with time, and at one point, it was not just one staircase, it was every staircase in the house, like the entity had grown bolder or multiplied.
You guys, I'm hearing it again, but from downstairs this time.
Nope.
Some skeptics tried to discredit her claim, saying the stairs weren't fully shown in the clips. So, the next time it happened, Linda made sure to record the entire stairs.
I keep hearing somebody walk up and down my stairs, but there is obviously nobody there. There's nothing there. And it keeps coming up and down, up and down.
Now here's what makes this truly terrifying. Hearing running footsteps with no visible source is often linked to residual hauntings. It's a replay of something traumatic, usually tied to moments of panic, flight, or even death. It's like the spirit is stuck, reliving its final moments again and again. And now, Linda has admitted that she no longer feels safe staying in the house alone, so she's sent her footage to a ghost hunter, and an investigation is already underway. We wish her luck. This next clip is about Luke, who recently lost his soul dog, his best friend, over a month ago, and according to him, not a single day passes without thinking of that dog. But last week, his home security cameras caught something strange. Luke says this isn't the first time he's felt his dog trying to reach out, and viewers quickly picked up on something strange when they looked closely at the little dog sitting on the couch. The way its ears suddenly perked up, like it heard something too. And a guy named Marcus has been dealing with something far worse than nightmares. For months now, he's been jolted out of sleep by violent, unexplainable events happening right inside his room. We're talking drawers yanked open with force, chairs flung to the side, loud bangs against the wall, and sometimes his blankets being pulled off in the middle of the night. On more than one occasion, objects have flown off shelves and deep scratches have appeared on his bedroom wall. Scratches he didn't make. So one night, determined to prove he wasn't losing his mind, Marcus set up a camera while he slept, and this is what he caught.
In the name of Jesus Christ, I ask you to leave this house this instant. In the name of Jesus Christ, I ask you to leave this house.
He lives completely alone, and his bedroom is always locked from the inside before he sleeps, so there's no possible way anyone else could have been in that room. And with the force and aggression of the entity causing these activities, there's no other reason than the presence of a demon. Marcus sent the footage to his family priest, and thankfully, they've scheduled a day for serious prayers and cleansing. We wish him luck in banishing this tormenting spirit. A young mother named Grace has always believed her late husband still watches over their daughter, Emma, who was just a month old when he passed. From lights flickering on during their bedtime routines, to Emma giggling and reaching out toward empty spaces as if someone were there, Grace has experienced enough to believe he visits. One night, she finally caught this on camera.
Go show mama. Go show mommy.
You can see little Emma sobbing uncontrollably, stretching her arms, pointing toward her dad's photo. And whenever she does this, she doesn't calm down until she's holding it in her hands. This video touched so many hearts, and the comments were flooded with people sharing their own emotional experiences and moments they also felt the presence of someone they lost. Have you ever felt something like that? A visit? or a sign? Because sometimes all it takes is one moment like this to believe they're still out there. Dan and his wife had just moved into a new apartment, and they were excited to start their family and build memories in their new home. But from day one, the apartment had other plans. It's either the light, the tap turning on in the middle of the night, things falling off shelves that no one touched, gentle footsteps when no one was walking, and sometimes soft humming coming from the hallway. Most visitors brushed it off as poor construction or plumbing issues, but Dan and his wife could feel it wasn't structural, but spiritual. After a few months, they reached out to a medium, and that's when they discovered the truth. According to the medium, the spirit in the apartment was that of a young child who once lived there, the son of the original owners, and he meant no harm. With that knowledge, the couple chose to stay, and they even did a few protective rituals around the house, just in case the spirit decides to be violent. Now, years later, even with kids of their own, the family still lives in the home, and they've grown quite fond of their ghostly roommate. Take a look at what this family has to keep up with living with a ghost.
Get a tissue!
Don't yell like that.
I was putting myself on a nose,
Look at me. First of all, don't raise your voice like that. It's inappropriate. And see, now the ghost is very upset. Don't do that.
That and there's no ghost in here.
Well, I don't know.
Dan and his wife are still trying to convince their kids that there is a ghost living with them, but the children aren't buying it. They think it's all one big joke, and the parents don't mind, as long as the kids can still laugh it off. And don't start waking up from nightmares, they're willing to let them believe whatever makes them feel safe. I agree, not many people can handle living with a ghost, but Dan and his family, they don't seem to mind, so we wish them luck and hope they know exactly what they're doing. The following clips were recorded by Kyle Anthony after weeks of claiming his house was haunted, claims none of his close friends or family members took seriously. According to them, it was just stress, or maybe the pipes, but Kyle and his fiancée had been experiencing some truly disturbing things, like utensils clattering in locked drawers, the smell of burning hair with no fire in sight, and strange whispers they could only hear when the lights went out. One night, when Kyle was getting ready for bed, the activity got worse. He was just about to turn off the lights when he heard a violent bang from the attic. It wasn't the kind of creak you'd expect from an old house, but a forceful, frantic pounding, like someone or something was trying to break through the attic door. This time, Kyle made sure he went with his phone, and this is what he captured.
Alright, for any of y'all who don't believe that this is real, then I'm just making it up. I'm about to prove it to you. There's nothing up here. There's nothing up here. Told you.
The force of whatever entity causing this was more than just aggressive, it was invasive. And such violent contacts are often a warning sign the spirit isn't just there, it's asserting its right or declaring ownership. When Kyle got inside the attic, every step he took inside the attic felt like something was waiting, and when he posted the clip online, viewers noticed something he didn't: a glowing orb moving across the screen just before the clip ended. That orb was the confirmation many needed to believe the attic wasn't empty. There was a spirit roaming. But it wasn't just the attic. Every night since then, a strange banging sound would echo from outside, always around the same time, and always from the same direction. One morning, the sound woke them up again, so Kyle stepped outside with his phone, and this is what he saw.
Alright, we woke up to the banging sound outside of our bedroom again. It sounded like it was coming from outside, yet again. But I think I know where it's coming from, so I'm going to show you. Right there. I think it's coming from there. Something is banging on that. It's happened, it happened last night, it happened 2 nights ago. That's our bedroom window right there. I hope there's nothing trapped in there, a raccoon, I don't know. But it's been freaking us out, waking us up. So we're gonna take a look. Goodness gracious. I can't see very far down there. Let me see if my light helps. I can't see all the way to the end, but I don't see anything. And that goes around a corner. I don't know if I can even fit between the blocks and that pipe, but I guess we're gonna have to take a look in there. Fuck.
The crawl space was completely empty with no raccoons and no rats, but Kyle knew what this meant. If there was no animal and it wasn't faulty construction, something else was definitely inside his house. Kyle tried to live with it, hoping it would stop, but the activity only escalated. One night, multiple events happened at once. Unexplainable footsteps, appliances switching on, and a door slamming shut when no one was near.
I did not notice that this door opened by itself. I did not notice. I was just trying to get the heck out of here. And to those of y'all that are asking, did I leave my fiance in the house by herself? No, I did not. She was waiting for me on the porch. I told her that when I got in the car, I was gonna film a TikTok really quick. So she went out and waited on the front porch while I backed the car out of the garage. I would not leave her here by herself on a night when this place is lit up like a rave with lights flickering and doors rattling and all that crap. Of course I wouldn't do that. But, I mean, I guess it's understandable that y'all were asking about it. But no. And I have not been in there. I haven't been in this little utility room yet. It's just the water heater and a bunch of junk. There's not going to be anything in there, but let's have a look. Let's have a look real quick. How about it? Into the darkness we stick our freaking hand. Yeah, nothing there. Junk. Bunch of junk. Greatest TikTok of all time, right?
The energy in this room was noticeably stronger, and it could be that whatever's haunting the house is connected to an event that happened here in the past. Or Kyle may have unknowingly brought something cursed into the house, like a thrifted object, or a secondhand piece of furniture. And we know how these things carry dark energy. Things took a disturbing turn days later, and this time, it wasn't just the banging anymore.
Alright, I am home alone, and I am hearing a little kid laughing in the basement. And I do not have children. This is freaking me out. Yeah, you hear it too? Go. Move. I'll try to go down there. Oh God, let's see if we hear it. Goodness gracious. Shit. Do you hear that? Oh my God, that's freaky. I don't have children. And I'm home alone. My fiance just went with her sister to the mall. Don't hear it anymore now. Goodness gracious.
If you listen closely, you'll hear the creepy sound of children laughing, and even the cats are visibly agitated. Sometimes hearing children laughing, especially when there are no children around, can be a dark spirit pretending to be something innocent to lure you in before revealing their true form. Kyle has not been able to have one single peaceful night without something strange happening, and it was getting impossible to dismiss it as a coincidence. One night, Kyle tried to get some sleep, praying nothing would happen, but something woke him up. Other than what you just saw in the clip, if you look closely, you'll see a faint pulsing light in the glass jar sitting on top of the TV stand, almost like something alive trapped inside, or a contained energy trying to manifest. Experts say when spirits grow bold enough to interfere with light, especially enclosed light, they've grown stronger. And this was really the case because after this night, it became worse.
This is freaking crazy. Check this out. The knocking is happening in the attic. Listen to that. Gosh dang it. The light just keeps... why is this my life? Yo, this is driving me nuts. It's just constant. I don't know what to do. I just do not know what to do. Goodness.
When an expert reviewed this footage, they pointed out something bizarre. The knocks followed a pattern. 9 knocks, then 14. That's I and N in the alphabet for in. Was it trying to say it was inside, or was it inviting Kyle in? Some believe it was trying to possess a space, or even a person. Others pointed out the eerie synchronicity between the knocking and Kyle's emotions, as if the spirit was feeding off his fear. At this point, Kyle was torn between 2 horrifying possibilities. Either something was trying to torment him, or it was desperately trying to say something. But how do you tell the difference? He has tried everything. Salt across the doorways, iron nails near the windows, even burning sage, and it helped for a week until this happened.
I'll watch this and tell me if you see what I see. Well, I thought we had a quiet night, Shelley. Thought we had a quiet night. It was a quiet night. Everything just stopped. Here, play with that.
If you look closely toward the bottom left corner, you'll see a shadowy figure moving, and if you keep watching, you'll see something even worse. The small box was moving. After Kyle posted this clip, viewers were seriously worried, not just about the spirit, but about Kyle's safety. Many warned him that keeping objects like that doll could lead to possession, or even spiritual attachment that follows him outside the house, and they're not wrong. Others are convinced the doll is the source of all the activities, and that the spirit might stop playing games and become hostile. And judging by how things have been escalating, they might be right, because this kind of activity doesn't fade, it grows. Kyle has reached out to a ghost hunter, and the full footage has been sent in for professional review. Hopefully, they'll be able to pinpoint exactly what's been causing the surge in activity and how to get rid of it. But from everything we've seen, I don't have any doubt. There's a ghost in that house. This next clip was recorded by Sammy, who had been sensing something strange in her home for weeks now. At first, it was small things like the lights flickering at midnight, the sound of someone pacing in the hallway when she was home alone, and an icy breeze that always seemed to pass through the living room without warning. But what really convinced her that something wasn't right was her dog. Sammy's dog had always been calm, but lately it had started growling at empty corners, barking aggressively toward the hallway, refusing to enter certain rooms entirely, and even barking furiously at the empty chair that sat facing her bed. Sammy brushed it off at first, until one evening her dog refused to enter her room, and when her dog finally did, this was what happened. People say if you have a chair facing your bed, the dead come to sit and watch while you sleep. And if you leave a mirror facing your bed, you open a portal between this world and theirs. But Sammy isn't too bothered by these warnings. In fact, she welcomes the idea because she's been connecting with spirits since she was 4. But she agrees something was different about this night, so in her next clip, she revealed something deeply personal. Sammy believes it could be her twin brother who her mother lost during pregnancy, and the timing made it more convincing. That night was their birthday, so it felt too timed to be a coincidence. Still, to be sure, she sent the clips to a trusted medium and is currently awaiting a full reading. But the fact that the dog is growling like this is enough reason to consider other possibilities. Because dogs often detect dark spirits faster than humans, and growling, especially at a fixed spot, is a classic sign of a dark presence. We can't say for sure what it is yet, but I think we can all agree on one thing. There's certainly a spirit in that house. The following clip was recorded by a woman named Angelina while she was at the infamous Crescent Hotel in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, a place many believe to be one of the most haunted hotels in America. Over the years, guests and investigators have reported hundreds of strange encounters here. But what Angelina experiences is subtle but deeply unsettling. It's around 6 a.m. and she's enjoying a quiet morning on the balcony with her coffee. When this happens, watch.
Sydney, there's a ghost singing out here. I'm not even kidding you. Come here. Come here. Just sit out here. Just sit there. It sounds like it's coming right next door, and it's not. Nobody's there. I looked. Just sit down. It'll happen. Are you glad I woke you up? What? Are you glad I woke you up? You would want me to, right? Where is it? It's supposedly coming from over there, but it stops and goes and goes. It's real. You'll hear it. Just sit and listen. Oh my gosh, this is so good.
If you turn your volume up, you'll hear the soft voice of a woman humming an old-fashioned tune, almost like something out of the 1920s. Now here's the strange part. She thinks about waking her daughter so she wouldn't have to experience this alone, but something tells her the sound would stop if she wakes her daughter, and that's exactly what happens. The moment her daughter joins her, the sound disappears completely. Angelina later writes, "I've had a ghost talk to me, grab my hand and poke my back all night long. But this felt different, exciting, but also unnerving, because when she checked, there was no one nearby." After she posted the video, several viewers shared their own terrifying and strange experiences at the same hotel. One person even pointed out that the balcony she filmed from closely resembles the one tied to the legend of the Lady in White, one of the Crescent Hotel's most well-known spirits said to have fallen from that very spot. Now, Angelina has concluded that something paranormal occurred here, but as always, I'll let you be the judge on that. What exactly do you think happened during this recording? Let me know your thoughts on this one. This next clip was recorded by a couple who prefer to go by their initials, K and T. After a year of silence, they are finally speaking up about the strange happenings in their home, like hearing whispers in empty rooms, doors opening on their own, and hearing sounds of heavy breathing just outside their bedroom door at night. But the strangest part is, it only happens when they talk about it. Almost like whatever's living with them is listening. At first, they tried to ignore it, but one morning, while preparing breakfast, they heard that same familiar sound. And this time, they grabbed their phones to finally catch it on camera. Watch this.
Alright, TikTok, here's our door. Hinges to the ground. Okay. The handle up behind and down. Okay, that's everything. Can you close the door? Yes.
Can you close the door? Brittany, please?
They've had this particular door checked by professionals multiple times, even replaced it 3 times in 1 year, just to rule out drafts or faulty hinges. But after all that, and everything else they've experienced, they've come to a conclusion. It's not the door, it's a ghost. Now, they've contacted a medium to figure out what the spirit wants. Now, this next clip comes from a woman named Kaylee, and to be honest, everyone who has seen this video can't wrap their heads around why she's still living in that house. She's been hearing strange sounds, like something heavy being rolled across the upstairs bedroom floor, but what she captured on video one night says otherwise.
heard a noise. Came from that room and this bedroom like it always does. Did you guys hear that? I know I probably seem crazy right now, and that's fine. That's valid.
Watch closely. You'll notice the door moving on its own, along with faint tapping sounds. At the time, that's all she gets on camera, but things only got worse. The next night, Kaylee records again, just to prove she's not losing her mind, and this happens.
Did you see that? I don't think I'm gonna go through that door. I think I'm gonna come around this way.
After posting the video, she joked that it had to be her husband messing with her, but viewers weren't buying it. Some pointed out something Kaylee didn't notice at the time, a faint woman's chuckle right after she says, "Did you see that?" Others mention how there were no footsteps or shadows visible, and if someone had actually been nearby, there should have been some kind of movement or they could have heard footsteps. But the most unsettling thing was the fact that she had dolls. Viewers couldn't shake the feeling that something was off, especially with the way the dolls were positioned and the way they looked. A few days later, Kaylee is meditating upstairs in her usual chair when a strange, low-pitched vibration starts out of nowhere. She tries to ignore it, but after 2 minutes, it doesn't stop, so she gets up to investigate. That's when she sees this.
Goosebumps. This has never happened before. Ever. I was meditating right there like I always do. What the I'm genuinely so freaked out. I never get freaked out like this. What the f?
A candle holder, vibrating all on its own. There's no fan, no heater, no air current, nothing that could explain it, but it doesn't stop there. What happens next takes things to a whole new level. You'll notice that nothing else in the room is moving, which rules out a draft. But more than what she could see, Kaylee also says that in that moment, she could feel a heavy presence, like someone was standing right behind her, but she was home alone. She has been finding ways to rationalize the strange events that have been happening in her house, but this time, she had nothing. And from this moment, the activity in the house escalated. She couldn't sleep, became restless, and night after night, the tension in the house only grew. Finally, one evening, she decides to sleep in a specific Airbnb room where the activity tends to spike, and to record everything. This is what she captures.
Betsy. Where is it? It was on the floor last time. I couldn't find it. Do you guys see it? And I'm just blind. Not sure where that came from, but damn, I really didn't want to lose that chain. But I guess that is a sign. And no, I don't know why this W is here. It was there when we moved in.
The tapping start again. Sharp, deliberate, and too consistent to be written off as water pipes or heating systems. What's even more disturbing is that the tapping sounds match the ones she's heard before, particularly in the downstairs living room. But what really unsettled viewers came later when Kaylee opened the attic, the creepy looking doll that sat alone on the blanket. Kaylee even gave it a name, Betsy, and apparently in a previous clip she shared, there was a chain line on the blanket next to Betsy. But now, it had completely vanished. Many viewers, however, commended her for being brave enough to even enter that attic, especially at night, and for the fact that with all the strange activities going on in this house, Kaylee and her husband still feel oddly at peace in the home. They've received countless messages urging them to leave, to cleanse the space, even to burn sage and get rid of the dolls. But according to them, something about the energy feels innocent, like whatever's there doesn't want to hurt them, it's just part of the home and they're willing to coexist with it. We wish them luck and hope whatever is living in that house continues to mean no harm. In the following video, Kyle was getting ready to head out with his fiancée when something strange caught his attention. Now, according to Kyle, unusual things have been happening around his house for a while now. Aggressive banging, the creepy sound of children laughing, and things moving right in front of his eyes. Every time something truly strange happened, Kyle wasn't always able to record it, but this day, he was prepared. Have a look. After closing the door, a low, deep growling starts echoing from inside. Then the lights begin to flicker, quickly followed by bizarre sounds that he can't quite explain. It gets worse when what sounds like knocking begins, but no one's in the room. Kyle believes something or someone didn't want them leaving the house, but what happened next felt less like a warning and more like a threat.
Let's go smoke. Damn. I don't think I should have burned that book, yo. I keep hearing something.
He only noticed it later, while reviewing the footage, that there was a distorted voice, almost like a whisper layered beneath the noise. And if you look closely, his cat clearly senses it too. It runs, then starts moving like it's tracking something invisible. Then the knocking sound starts again, louder this time, so Kyle tries to trace it, moving from room to room. And then he opens a door with a distinctive creak. If you listen closely right after that, you'll hear faint voices. Some viewers say it sounds like someone speaking, others say it's unintelligible, but whatever it is, it's enough to rattle anyone. Also, earlier in the video, Kyle casually mentioned something odd, a book he shouldn't have burned, and that might be where all of this started. Here's the backstory. He found an old, worn Raggedy Ann book stuffed deep inside a closet that looked ancient and creepy, so he got rid of it by burning it. But ever since that day, the activity in the house has only intensified. Shadows would appear briefly at the corner of his vision, only to vanish the moment he looked directly at them. Kyle is now convinced that destroying the book didn't get rid of the energy tied to it, it released it. And honestly, that tracks with what many believe about burning objects tied to spiritual energy. The belief is that burning strange or cursed objects doesn't destroy them, it releases the energy trapped inside. If that's true, Kyle may have accidentally set something free. Some viewers are convinced he's dealing with a haunting, possibly even something darker like a demon. Others think there might be another explanation entirely. But as with many of these cases, this one remains a mystery. In the following video, a lady is casually filming her drunk roommate, but then something unexpected happens. Take a look.
You're fucked. What? 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 What are you doing? Did you not hear that? No. Are you sure? Cindy.
At first, it all seems like her roommate is just being dramatic, but when they go back to rewatch the footage, she realizes she may have had a reason to panic. If you watch closely, the dog is acting strange too, almost like it senses something, or someone say that we can't see. Now, this is where things start to get pretty creepy. The clip quickly sparked debate online. One of the main theories, the large mirror facing the bed. Viewers claim that placing a mirror opposite your bed can act as a spiritual portal, inviting in unwanted guests or giving certain entities a clear view of you while you sleep. And suddenly, her roommate's reaction doesn't seem so funny anymore. So, was it a reflection glitch or something far more unsettling? Whatever this was, it still startles them to this day. There's something undeniably eerie about little kids interacting with things we can't see, especially when there's history behind it. In this next clip, Daisy shares a moment involving her daughter that she just couldn't ignore. She laughs at empty corners, plays games that seem to involve someone else, and stares out the window for far too long, as if waiting for someone. At first, Daisy thought it was all part of growing up, until one morning, her daughter did something she couldn't explain, and that's when she decided to record. But before we show you the clip, there's some backstory you need to know. When Daisy first moved into the neighborhood, she became very close to a sweet elderly woman next door, affectionately called Granny by everyone. Granny was especially thrilled to learn that Daisy's due date was on her own birthday, and when the baby arrived, it was like they were meant to meet. Granny absolutely adored her, and the two of them formed a quiet, beautiful bond. One of those rare connections that doesn't need words to be felt. They had tons of beautiful moments together, and the baby always looked forward to visiting. Sadly, Granny passed away at the age of 101. A year later, Daisy bought Granny's old house, and that's when these strange behaviors started. One day, while pulling out of the driveway, this happens. Watch.
¿Dónde? ¿Qué estás viendo? ¿Qué estás viendo, mamá? ¿Dónde? ¿Dónde? ¿Qué? you playing peekaboo? ¿Qué estás viendo, mamá? ¿Qué? ¿Qué? ¿Qué pasó? ¿Dónde?
Daisy's daughter is caught talking and laughing with someone or something no one can see. Then she starts to play games. Games Daisy instantly recognized as the same ones Granny used to play with her. And strangely, this all seems to happen around the same places Granny once loved. One detail Daisy mentioned that really stuck with people is Granny's roses. Granny planted them in the backyard years ago, and now every single morning, Daisy's little girl waters them, like it's part of a shared ritual between them. And while she does it, she's laughing and talking like there's someone there with her. A lot of people are convinced the little girl still sees Granny, and they might be right, but like other videos, I'll let you decide. Now, in this next video, Amber is trying to get rid of a ghost she believes is in her house by literally locking it out. But while she's at it, this happens. Have a look.
Oh my god, there's footsteps upstairs. I'm about to shit my pants. Stop. Oh my god, that footsteps go down the attic stairs. Wait, I can lock it from the outside, right? Right? I can lock it.
Amber moved into this house fully aware that the previous tenants had lost their mother inside it, and according to them, her spirit never truly left. It's been years now, and while Amber admits the spirit does mess with her from time to time, she's convinced it's friendly. She even has cameras set up all over the house, not for security, but to monitor the ghost movements. One night, she's sitting down to watch a scary movie, and just as things get intense, this happens.
Dan.
Oh.
Dan, leave me.
It's okay. It's okay.
The lights went off, then came back on, as if something was messing with her right in the middle of the movie. Still, she insists she's living with a nice ghost, and to prove that, she posted this next clip. Watch.
Really? Yeah.
Let me explain what happened here. Amber had a job interview the next day and couldn't find the envelope that held her important documents. After hours of searching, she found it, and to be extra safe, she placed it somewhere she knew she wouldn't forget. but apparently the ghost didn't trust her memory. Amber says the ghost deliberately knocked the envelope out as a reminder for her to put it straight in her purse. Now, some people wondered why her dogs didn't react, but Amber says they're just as used to the ghost as she is. And honestly, that might be true. Animals tend to react to unfamiliar energy, but if this presence has always been part of the household, it might feel completely normal to them by now. To Amber, this isn't haunting, and she's totally content living with the spirit, but still, just how long will this so-called peaceful coexistence last? For now, no one can say. In the following video, Jenna is in the middle of vlogging her morning routine when she suddenly hears her daughter yelling at someone and walks in, clearly upset. Watch this.
What? She's
not getting down.
Who, honey?
Kalong is not getting down.
What's her name? Kalong?
Yeah, she's not getting down.
Where is she, honey? Where is she?
She's in the living room. She's not getting off the chair.
Okay. What would you like me to do about this?
She needs to get off the chair because she's gonna fall on her head.
Okay. How does she look?
Looks like she has makeup on herself.
Okay.
She's not listening to my words.
Okay, go tell her to get down and then see if she gets down. Okay?
T. Come on, you can get down. Okay. Good job. Thank you. She got down.
Are you playing with her?
Oh, yes, I'm in there. She was just there on the chair. Because I like her to get off, so. But she's gone.
Okay.
Turns out, her daughter is upset because her friend in the living room, which was completely empty, isn't listening to her. But what really caught people off guard was the name the little girl used. Several viewers quickly pointed out that the name closely resembled Kalanarang, a legendary figure from Javanese and Balinese folklore, known as a powerful witch who practiced black magic in the 11th century. She's often described as always being on full makeup, something the little girl also mentioned. And suddenly, what seemed like an innocent imaginary friend started to feel a lot darker. But Jenna isn't buying it. She believes it's just a harmless imaginary friend. So to prove her point, she recorded a conversation with her daughter, asking her more about this mysterious friend. Have a look.
Kalong gave me a hug.
She did?
Yeah, because she's so nice.
Oh, how old is she?
5.
She's 5? What color of hair does she have? Yellow hair?
Yeah.
Okay. Is Kalong nice or is she mean?
Nice.
She's nice to you?
Yeah.
That's good. What does she wear? What kind of clothes does she wear?
She wears my clothes.
She wears your clothes.
Yes. She really wants my clothes because she wanted to wear them.
Oh.
Kalong, are you okay back there? You want me to come with you?
She in the back seat?
Yeah. She wants me to come with her.
Well, you can't. You have to be in your car seat.
Why?
Because you're 3. Why is Kalong in my car?
Because she wants to.
Okay. Does she follow you everywhere?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mom,
Mm-hmm.
maybe me and Kalong can go on a walk tomorrow.
Maybe.
While some viewers found the interaction harmless, even adorable, others couldn't shake the feeling that this was more than just a child's imagination. One viewer even shared a terrifying personal story. She wrote, "Just always keep an eye on her. My daughter fell from a bunk bed, and later that day she told me her friend told her to get up, then pushed her." Comments like this, combined with the idea that something invisible is constantly around a child, made viewers seriously concerned. Because when kids have friends that no one else can see, it rarely ends well. Jenna still isn't convinced, but we can only hope she's right, and that she and her little girl stay safe. This next clip comes from Felix, a man living in Castle Pines, Colorado. But his story isn't about one haunted house, it's about many. For reasons even he can't explain, Felix and his family have been forced to move constantly. They never last more than 3 months in one place, because the strange activity always finds them. Whether it's twisted figures with long tentacle-like limbs watching them from dark corners or the sudden overwhelming stench of sulfur with no source in sight, something is clearly not right. And with each move, the encounters get worse. One evening, Felix is home alone when he hears loud, persistent banging coming from the basement. He grabs his phone to record, walks over to investigate, and this is what he sees. Watch.
JC, this is what I have to deal with. Here we go. Hello?
If you look closely, you'll see a strange figure passing by, but things only get terrifying when he goes to the basement to investigate the noise. If you listen closely, there's the sound of a woman sobbing. Now here's where it gets disturbing. Many believe this is no ordinary spirit, that if you hear a woman crying, or see a child alone, it's often a demon using a familiar voice to lure you closer. Felix doesn't know for sure if he's dealing with a ghost or something far more dangerous. But what do you think? Is his constant moving just a string of bad luck, or is something paranormal following him from house to house? The following video was captured by Callie Payne after weeks of experiencing unexplainable events in her apartment. One night, she heard scratching, like fingernails dragging across the walls from inside. Another day, it's the sound of someone pacing on her balcony, even when it's empty. But on this particular morning, shortly after finishing breakfast, she caught this on camera.
Oh my god.
Now, this wasn't the first time her front door had opened and slammed itself shut. In fact, after the first incident, she called an artisan to inspect the hinges, the alignment, even the air vents. Nothing was wrong, and there was no logical reason for the way that door moved. With everything else that's been happening, like footsteps, cold drafts in sealed rooms, flickering hallway lights that seem to respond to movement, there's only one explanation that makes sense. There's a spirit in that apartment. She's planning to sage the entire place, and we can only hope it's enough to send the spirit back to where it came from. This next clip was recorded by an adventurous woman named Amber Nicole, who isn't new to paranormal activities, so she didn't think twice before signing the lease on her new apartment, even after learning what happened there. The previous tenants had lost their mother in that very house, and according to them, her spirit never really left. Every night, at the exact time she passed, strange sounds echoed through the home, soft moaning, then tapping, sometimes a sharp knock. Objects would shift slightly, drawers would click open on their own, but they couldn't take it, so they left. This information didn't bother Amber, so she picked the place anyway, and for the first week, the only thing she had to deal with was the noises. Her best bet was headphones, so she simply wore headphones when they began, but after a few days, other activities started. One afternoon while she was trying to prepare lunch, this happened. Amber believes the spirit of the mother still has strong opinions, especially about how she runs the house. She's convinced that the ghost hates when she leaves the refrigerator door open, and it's not just that. If she places items in the wrong spot, like putting the sugar jar on the wrong counter or misplacing the kitchen towels, before she even turns back around, they're back where the ghost seems to want them. To Amber, this isn't haunting. It's a housemate with very firm rules, and as far as she's concerned, they found a rhythm, and she's content living with the spirit, and honestly, we just hope it stays this way. You ever get that feeling that a house picked you instead of the other way around? That's how Kyle Anthony described it after moving into his new place. It looked normal enough, but something about it just didn't sit right. He'd hear knocking sounds from nowhere and faint voices always at night, but the house was old, so he concluded it was the structure settling, until one day, curiosity got the better of him. He realized he'd never actually checked the attic, so he grabbed a flashlight and found a creepy old doll, a rusted tin bowl filled with plastic eyeballs, and a small trinket box that rattled when he shook it, but wouldn't open. There were other odd objects too, things he couldn't even explain, all just sitting there, untouched. But everything changed one night at exactly 3:45 a.m. when the knocking returned, louder than ever. Then, a man's voice whispered, "It's almost time." Kyle grabbed his camera and stepped out to check. This is what he caught.
Gosh dang it, kitty. Man, I guess we're getting no sleep tonight, y'all. I got woken up a little while ago. As you can see, there was knocking sounds. I heard a voice. What woke me up was, I swear I heard something say, "It's almost time. It's almost time." It was a man's voice. And then I started hearing knocking. So I got up, started going around through the house, turned on the lights on, and you heard some of it. It just keeps happening. It keeps happening. It keeps happening. I swear. What? I guess I'm just gonna be staying up now. Let's see what time it is. 3:45 a.m. All right. I guess we're just gonna be up for the day now.
What really caught people off guard in this footage was the cats. They were calm, completely unfazed, and that confused a lot of people, because cats are known to be highly sensitive to spiritual energy. But here's a possibility. In rare cases, experts say that when a spirit is old, like very old, its energy can become almost residual, like part of the house itself. Some also believe cats are spiritual protectors and are able to detect negative energy, but not always disturbed by it unless it poses a threat. The video was sent to the ghost hunter and is pending review. We can only hope that Kyle receives the help he deserves.